Hey, what is up, incredible people? I'm Victor and you're watching Incredible Victor, and this is the Oppo F21 Pro, and in this video let's review this thing. Before we start our video, let's give a quick shout out to our today's sponsor, Mars2. Mars2 is a group of smartphone shops located at the third floor of Satarakan complex in Kumilla. No matter which smartphone you need, they have all of the brands covered. You can buy your desired smartphone from them at a fair price. Details about them are in the description below. So first, let's talk about the design and aesthetics. My god, such a beautiful smartphone. Just look at how sleek, slim and sexy it is. But in the next moment, you just realize that this thing is made to attract you. The color and the overall design is really very good. This is gonna take attention of anyone. But a lot of things in this design are not real. Just look at the camera bump, they are so big. But the sensor size is not that big. This is just for the beauty purpose. You can find a red dot beside the depth sensor, and you might think that this has a laser autofocus system, but actually it doesn't. It's just for the aesthetics of this thing. Now, these non-functioning designs are not that bad though. It gives you a very premium experience on hand. The first time you take this on your hand, you just feel this is made pretty good. This is a well-built phone and there is no flaws on build quality on this thing. And as it is a very sleek and slim phone, and it's very lightweight too. It weighs about 175 gram and the thickness is about 7.5 millimeters. So this is very slim and lightweight, and it gives you a lot of grip on the hand. So in terms of design, you have to give it 10 on 10. The display is a 6.4-inch 1080p AMOLED display, which with 90 Hz support, and the display quality is really good. The colors are punchy and true to life. Now the display is protected by Gorilla Glass 5 and it feels so smooth. On the right side it has a power button, and on the left it has the volume rockers and a SIM card tray. By the way, this is a triple slot. That means you have dedicated SD cards. And from in the bottom it has the beautiful headphone jack. Next to this there is a microphone, USB-C and a speaker. On the top there is a noise cancellation mic, which is really good to see. Now the back material is made of leather. So you might be thinking, oh, leather, sweat, water, this thing is gonna destroy this. No, this is made of leather and fiberglass composite, and which makes this thing more durable and premium feeling on the hand. This material is really good, and it's not just typical leather. They have ISO certified for these things, so no complaints about that. Now one thing is that they have cleverly attached a Rgb ring light around the microscopic camera, they're calling it, and this thing doubles as a notification light. Thing is much more wanted, much more anticipated thing on a smartphone. This was totally gone, but it's good to see in this phone that it has a notification light. Now a smartphone is not all about design and the beauty, it's about something more. So let's talk about the other specs of this thing. Under the hood, this thing packs up Snapdragon 680, which is a 6nm thread, and that's a great choice for this thing, this kind of device. This thing pairs with the Adreno 610 GPU and a 8GB dedicated RAM. Calling it dedicated RAM because this thing can be expanded to 5 GB from the internal storage. So technically you can get 13 GB of RAM in this phone. Now this combo speaks for itself in real life. I'll be talking about that in the performance section. Now it has 128 GB of onboard storage, which is UFS 2.2. It's not that fast as UFS 3, but this thing will do the job. Again, you can expand the storage up to 1 TB with the dedicated micro SD card slot, which sits along with the 2 SIM card slots. So no complaints about the slots. In the box, it comes with a TPU case, a USB-C cable and 33-watt Super VOOC charger. It's good to see that this phone comes with a fast charger in the box. I guess some other companies needs to understand that packing up the combo in the box so that the consumer don't need to buy it separately. Now in the network section, I am really very disappointed because it doesn't have enough bands, and in real life experience I have noticed that the network connectivity on this thing is not that good. So if you're using mobile data, this thing is not gonna help you much, but Wi-Fi signals are strong. Now let's talk about the camera. Very unfortunate that a 2020 smartphone did not came with a ultra wide sensor in it. It has a 64 megapixel main sensor on the top, and down it has a 2 megapixel microscopic sensor. They're calling it microscopic, and really this thing zooms in a lot. You can get a lot closer to any subject and you can actually achieve microscopic view on this sensor. I shall be talking about this in just a few seconds. Now apart from that, on the top right corner we have a 2 megapixel depth sensor. It does help while taking photos in portrait mode. Now let's look at some image samples and video samples and see how they came. I'm very happy to say that the image sample from this phone is amazing. The colors are saturated, vibrant and punchy. In daylight there is no problem. In high dynamic range it captures photos well if you turn on the scene optimizer, but that don't happen every time. Sometimes falls apart like this. It gives you an option to capture photo in 2x, but there is no dedicated telephoto lens. But in terms of 2x photos, it processes the images so heavily and produces a sharper image which looks nice. Now selfies are well coming from the 32 megapixel selfie shooter. The portrait shots looks really amazing. The background blur feels natural. Now in terms of selfie portrait, this thing clears up the washed out background by using AI, but that looks artificial. Now in terms of video, it can capture only 1080p videos and the video quality is just decent. It's below average, but the image stabilization is good. Though it's an electronic image stabilization, it does a good job in terms of stabilizing the footage. So this is a video sample from the front camera of Oppo F21 Pro, and as you can see, it's recording at 1080p and you can also get the audio sample from it. This place is little bit windy and we're just having some ambient noise of people roaming around us. So this is it. Now it can also capture slow-mo videos, but the quality is not that great. Nighttime shots are good with the scene optimization on night mode, which helps in some situation, but it ruins photos in some other situations. Nighttime selfies are okay. Now take a look at a nighttime video sample. 2 megapixel microscopic camera. Holy shit. The image from this camera looks freaking awesome. Anyone is gonna love it, and trust me, once you get this on your hand, you are gonna discover things around you differently. And it also has the circular ring light, which gives you a lot of freedom to get closer to any subject and not having to get extra light from other sources because it has it built in. The macro features in this camera is just mind-blowing, and you can't just imagine how close you can get to the subject, and I really like this feature. This may help some students or some researcher who's been working for microscopic subjects or organisms or something like that. I really got fond of this microscopic photography genre and really took a lot of photos from different subjects. Now trust me, like many other people, I was thinking that ColorOS is not a good option. OnePlus is going there and people started hating OnePlus because of that. But after using this phone, I can say that ColorOS is much more improved now. It's more lighter now and it's more usable now. It packs up a lot of feature for one-hand usability and many other aspects. So yeah, ColorOS is an option for now, and it's not that great like the Samsung One UI, but it will get you there. Now the color is not all about good, but it packs a lot of blotter inside this, but still the UI is much more lighter and much more efficient now, so thumbs up for that. Now this phone comes with a single bottom firing speaker. It's not a stereo speaker, but it does the job. The speaker quality is decent, and in the indoor situation this thing does the job, but in case of outdoor this thing will fall apart. The call quality is good, no complaints about that, and this thing sets on your ear pretty comfortably. It's not gonna give you any pain on your ears. Now in day-to-day performance, this thing performs really well in app opening, closing, and holding up the apps in the background, this thing just nails it. But in terms of heavy games, this thing is gonna support you from that side, and this thing gets quite hot easily. So if you are a gamer, this phone is not for you. This is totally not for gaming. This thing is meant for the people who care about aesthetics, some better camera, and just an usable phone for this price segment, and which will do your day-to-day tasks easy. Now inside it has a 4500 milliampere battery, and in my use case, I could easily pass a day with this battery with full brightness on and 90 Hz on. So I guess most of the people are not gonna face any problem about the battery life. And if the battery dies, this thing packs up with a 33-watt charger inside the box, which can charge it pretty quickly. So no complaints about the battery and the charging. All credit goes to the efficient Snapdragon 680 chipset. So that's pretty much it about the Oppo F21 Pro. Now, what's my final verdict? It's for those people who actually don't use their smartphone very heavily, and they just need a good quality camera, and they care much about the design and aesthetics of the phone, and they don't play very heavy demanding games on their phones. This phone is for them. But in terms of camera quality, I'm not that impressed. So if you're very serious about photography or you care about the colors, I guess this is not your phone. But again, the price point it has come is not perfect for what it has delivered. If the price were around 20 to 25,000 tickets, then this could be a better deal. If you want to know about the updated price of this device, just head to the Mars 2 from the link in the description below. And again, huge thanks to Mars 2 for sponsoring this video. I'll see you with new interesting videos. Till then, stay good, keep good, and keep doing incredible things. And yes, of course, keep watching Incredible Victor.